Alright, so now after tab bar and nav bar, now let's move to our home page. Alright, so home page we are going to design it. First, we don't need anything here, this hello world and all. We will have, and then we don't need this UL. We are going to have a div class, let's say container fluid to take entire space. Inside this container fluid, we are going to have div class, or let's say on this container fluid, let's have py, so padding from top and bottom, let's say py5. Alright, now we'll start adding our items, these one by one. Problem. Again, these Visual Studio false errors. So here, what I am going to do, let's have a div class row. After this, we are going to have for each loop. Inside this, we are going to have var p in underscore products. Now we are going to have a div class called 12. Let's have mb3 margin bottom 3, and we are going to have background color of this as bg white. What is the problem? Container fluid py5. Everything looks fine. And let's have some padding as well. So let's say p. Alright, now inside this we are going to have the information. That information is going to be first in this product DTO. If we see, we have ID, name, image URL, price, and unit. Okay, so name, image URL, price, unit. Let's see. First, we'll set our image. We are going to have an image container. Say img container. Inside this img container, we are going to have our img src. Here we'll say p.image URL. Alt we can have if we want to. If we don't, then we can simply skip this. Problem with that. Then after this img, we img container, and on this img also let's have class product img. I don't know. We'll see if we need to add any styling to this. We'll add those styling in the debug browser console, which we'll be opening. All right. After this, we have name, price. Before that, let's have a div here, div class. See what we need to do. Let's have display flex or data flex, just dflex, or maybe just first we are going to have product info. Let's say product info. Inside this, first we are going to have a label with class product name. Here we are going to have p.name. Okay. For this thing, we can simply have display block and font weight bold. So font, I don't know why it comes FW bold. Then we are going to have price. Let's duplicate this product name. We'll say product price. Here we'll say p dot price or to string. We can convert it to string currency. Okay, and with this we can have this per unit name p dot unit, p dot unit, like this. And I guess we are good for now. After this thing, we need to have a button to add this item to cart. will do, but right now let's have it like this only and let's try to run it. Again, my device, physical device gone. Let's try to add it again. I'm going to run it on my physical device, then we'll see how it is looking right now, and we need to, whatever we need to see, we need to design it, we'll design. Okay, we have this and we can't see any image, but we can see the name of the product and then price. And we can scroll around, that means items are here. We just can't see the image URL. We'll see what is the problem here. Let's see. For this, we are going to open our browser, inspect. Let's see what is the image URL. img container, this image URL. It should be there. Open a new tab. We can see this. Is something changed? Yeah, with this avocado.png, it's like this. Image icons, refs, heads, main, vegetable, avocado, png. Something is changed with this? Let's try. I add this thing in this src. Would it work? So that means we need to change the URLs a bit. Let's quickly go to our Visual Studio, our API layer, where we have our data, migrations, not migrations, entities, product.cs. Here, first stop it. Then the image URL prefix. Here, the prefix now is going to be image icons, refs, head, main, vegetables. Like this. Save it. Now we need to update these in the database. Let's see if we directly add migration, would it pick this change? Let's see if it picks it up. Package manager console. I set the API project as startup project. Then we are going to set default project as API project. Let's try if it is able to pick up this migration. So add migration, change image space URL. Let's wait for it. It picked up. Cool. We are good. Now when we'll run our API, it should automatically update this data in the database. Alright. We have selected API. Dev tunnel is selected. Let's run it. We will run it and we have that logic in our API's program.cs which will automatically migrate it and it will update all these values. Okay, API is running. Now let's go to mobile app, run it. And we are here. We can see the images now. This image is very big. We need to handle the sizing of the image. But at least we can see these. Cool. Now let's start the dev tools. Close it. Inspect. And here we are. First, let's see. We have container fluid, we have row, we have call, We have bg white for this one. Did we set some background on body? We set some background, right? Okay, we set that inside this and we didn't add that in our CSS. Okay, in body, let's add a background color of, let's say, has EEE, something like this. All right, now PY, we don't need this. I guess P, not PT and P bottom, we don't need this thing. No, let's remove this. On body, we need to add this background color. That from that container fluid, we will remove this PY. Let's quickly do this. We will go to our main app.css, www root folder, css, app.css. Inside this, we are going to have a body. On body, we'll say background color is this one. And then on our home page, not help, home.razor, we will remove this py5. Save it. All right. After that, py5, where is py? In our main content, it is here. Let's remove py. This is what we have right now. Okay, now let's try to set these things. So with for img, what I am going to do, this img container, right now this container, it is taking the entire width. This is not what we want here. Okay, so let's do this. On this main container, where we have our image container and product info. On this one, let's set display flex. Alright, this is on left side, this is on right side. To display flex. Then let's have shadow as well on this. This shadow user, this cool. Then we have img container. Here let's have some gap as well. We'll say a gap of 3. We say gap 3. We have this gap. Alright. Then on this img container, let's have a shadow on this as well. You can see this thing now. Okay, and then let's have rounded corners. So rounded, was that rounded, or there is CSS class for rounded corners? Find that from Bootstrap. So get bootstrap.com 5.1.3 rounded utilities breaking migration utilities borders border radius. We have rounded. We have rounded, but it is not coming. Okay, let's do this. Rounded is not coming. No problem. We have our img container. We'll add it. So here we'll simply create this img container. We don't need this shadow here. And here we are going to have, let's say, border radius. If I say 5px, you can get it. If I increase this, we can see the border radius is getting changed. Okay, let's have it somewhat, let's say 20 pixel is fine. All right, then we'll have a fixed height and width on this img container, right? Or maybe let's just have a width, not height. We'll say width 100 pixel. Okay, now we'll reset the image as well. Right now we are on img container, so we have this. After that, we'll come to this product img. Here we'll say The width 100%. Now we are good. We have this thing. Height also let's set 100%, which is actually right now it is looking same, but let's have. All right. Now on the top ing container, we can have a small padding 5 5 px. Let's say 8 px is fine, or 5 px. Let's have 5 px. 5 px is fine. I'm looking at the physical phone. You can see it here, but on phone it looks much clearer and we get the clear picture in the phone. Right now we are good. All right, let's quickly copy over these things so that we don't miss anything. First, we have this row, this call 12. We have this call 12. Let's add these. After P3, we have display flags, shadow, and gap 3. Then on img container, we have this styling. Let's copy this. Right now, we'll have this here. Then we'll move it to the its scoped style. Then we have product img. On product img, we are going to have this thing. Save it. Cool. So left section is fine. Now we are on the product info section. Product info, product name, and not data block. First D block. D block, D block. All right. Product name and product price. Product name. I think this is fine. We will just increase the font of this label. Let's try utility H utility classes. Let's say if I say H4, yes, it is better. Say H5. The H5 is also better. Let's have H5. Okay. Then we have this price. So for price, we are good. We can remove this font weight bold from here. Let's have some spacing in these things. So on this label, we can have MT2, margin top 2. It is not getting applied. Oh, it is getting applied. We can see that margin. All right. Let's copy this. Product info, product name. On product name, we have this thing. So product name. Then on product price, we have this thing. Save it. Then we are good. After this, we will have a button here to add this item to the cart. Let's quickly have that button. After this label, we are going to have button, type button, class, btn, btn primary. We can have any class. And then here we'll say add to cart. We will just change the background color of this button to bg app primary. Let's say if we do this, save it. Let's restart so that we can see this new design for all our items. App is here. We can see it is looking good now. We don't have shadow. We missed on img container, right? Let's add shadow here. Save it. We'll have that shadow. And then for this button, add to cart button. This looks fine, but let's do this. Instead of having all these, let's create a CSS class for our buttons. In our app.css only, we'll create a class, let's say btn app. So on this, we are going to have first thing background color. Let's have it as a app, maybe not dark. Let's have lighter color here. Okay. Then let's have a padding left right from top bottom. Let's have 5 px or maybe 6 px. From left right, let's say 12 px. Okay. And we don't need any border on this, so we'll say border none. Okay. We'll say the color should be white, the text color basically. Then we'll have font size. By default font size, I guess 14 for this, so we'll have 15 for this one. And we don't need any outline on this, so outline none. Right. If we are adding it on any of the anchor tag, for this we can also say text decoration none. And if that is going to be on any anchor tag, so we just need to handle the hover state as well. So we'll say on btn app hover, text decoration will still be none, and the color will be same white, because the default it changes that color to blue color and all. We don't need that thing. Okay. Save it. btn app home.razor, a button, we'll simply say btn app. Save it. We have add to cart button now. Save everything. Let's restart. App is almost here and we can see it now. Cool. Great. Let's increase the width of this add to cart button, and maybe we can have rounded corners. For this, we have our CSS. Padding 6 is fine from top and bottom, and from left right, let's make it a bit bigger. We'll say 15. And then rounded corners, right? So we'll say border radius 5 px. See how it looks. Okay, better. 8 px. All right, much better. And this is not helping, so maybe let's have some min width. uh, we can have this button for some other thing as well, right? We'll see. For this particular button, we can leave it like this only. And on this button, let's have some margin top as well. mt2 margin top. So hot reload works for individual CSS file, but it does not work for our Razor pages. Cool. So looks like we are good. We can see these things. Now when we click on this add to cart button, it should change to the plus, minus, and the quantity thing. So that will work next. Right now we are good with this design. Alright. That means we'll work on that cart button. We might use that, we might need that button somewhere else as well. So we will create a separate reusable component for this button. That's what we'll do, right?